figure this out on this screen tonight. Can I get this other damn screen to turn show? Oh, there we go. Man. It's got plastic over it. You guys hear me? Hey, Penny. Got this new phone's first live I did on it. I like this phone. I gotta put the case on it and stuff though. When I get back, I don't want to drop it. How you doing, Penny? Yeah, this phone wasn't too bad. You know, I was one of those people that always got the latest and greatest. I'm not like that anymore. You know, because I already have good camera equipment. This is a Samsung A51. I think they're like, I don't know how much they are, $500 or some ridiculous price. I'm not spending $1,500 for a cell phone. It's not happening. Yeah, Samsung A51. It's you know, I sent the last new phone I had back because I couldn't get on a live, believe it or not. So it's good to see this is working. That's why I didn't put on the case of the protective screen, because I thought if I got to send this thing back. Yeah, I mean, for $1,500, first of all, you worry about the damn thing all the time, dropping it and this and that. And I don't need the cameras. I have cameras, so scratch that. But you can buy a smoking laptop for $1,500. I mean, edit 4K video, everything. Yeah. I got my last, yeah, life story. I know, Penny. Hey, Anointed. I've got my last video clips of yesterday. I thought it was a great day. Storms yesterday. Messed around with my GoPro. I wish I would have had the camera straighter, but you know what? That's a little screen, GoPro. And when it's light out, it's hard to see the screen. I thought I had it pretty level, but I guess I didn't. It was kind of cocked a little bit. Daisy liked it. She's partying. Oh, good. I got one last uploading right now. It's miscellaneous clips of both places. I don't know why I'm so fascinated with storms like that of the Great Lakes, but I am. Hey, Scott. No kidding, huh? Yeah, it's scary. Yeah, this winter, I mean, yesterday that's what winter is supposed to be like in Michigan. We still don't have much snow. I mean, it looks like we do on here. But that's, you know, big areas that are plowed and pushed into a corner. This is the lowest amount of ice ever on the Great Lakes. It was in the news this morning. Which really affects a lot of things. Spring water levels. Of course, the lakes have been high, so it's not the problem it used to be. But the lowest amount of ice coverage on the Great Lakes ever. Hey, Watson. Hey, Vino. One of my favorite girls at the coffee shop's quitting. She's going to work at a car dealership down where she goes to school. Oh, Hardbait 10. To me, you know, it's an opinion, right? It's the best bang for your buck you'll get anywhere if you like real peaty whiskey. I don't know if most people do or not. I tend to believe they don't, because anybody I ever let you know, give a shot to, they think, oh my God, how do you drink that? But if you talk to a person that likes that peaty taste, you can't beat it. Now, a year ago it was $54 a bottle here, and now it's creeping up to around 60. I know Trump nailed them with those tariffs for a while. I don't know if that's the reason or not. There's one place that usually has it all the time. They've got this another Ardbeg that's $100 a bottle. I mean, that's the top I'll pay for a bottle of scotch. I mean, I've paid more before, but I'll be curious how that sells. Make sure you tell your customers, though, they gotta like that real strong peaty taste. That's a sipping scotch, not a mixing one. Oh, does he? Yeah, that's a good deal. I see one of those Isles Islay places that are known for that peaty scotch. They just came out with a non-peaty version, $64 a bottle. They happen to have a bottle of it in the meat market last night. Hey, are you guys selling that white bottled Johnny Walker Winter Scotch that you're supposed to serve frozen? Are you guys selling that or not? That doesn't even seem appealing to me. Oh, that's cool. I just drink a little, Watson, like sip it, you know. Oh, good. Oh, really, Glenlivet? Yeah, this. If you like peaty scotches, this blows away Glenlivet. Yeah, it's dead around here. This Rally's usually is in the tank. The same owners own this big boy, right? Whose parking lot I'm in. They've been closed this whole time. This place is actually, you know, like all fast food, at least around here, has been much busier. You know, restaurants closed. Hey, Amnesia, how you doing? Hey, you're not gonna believe what I got in the mail yesterday. A damn W-2, like I had collected unemployment, and I never did. Showed they pay me $10,000. I never got any money from unemployment. I gotta call them and hassle that out today. They don't have one bit of paperwork anywhere of me getting any money in unemployment. Cash in a check, nothing. Yes, no kidding. I saw those envelopes in my mailbox. I thought, I wonder what this bullshit is. The unemployment thing. Well, they're going to 25% occupancy February 1st. I didn't read the article. I guess they put a hold on high school winter sports too. But this, look, I'm not faulting the governor, okay? She's depending on people from the Center Disease Control. She's trying to protect the public. Somebody's going to be pissed off. It's probably already going to cost her a re-election. But if she was just thinking of herself, she'd just have everything open. Like, who gives a shit? I'm the governor, and I want to win again, and just wear masks. She's not doing that. I didn't vote for her. I don't care for her. But I'm not knocking her at all for any of the stuff she's done. It sucks if you own a restaurant. I get it. But this isn't some personal vendetta she's created on her own. She doesn't go home at night and draw straws on how to screw restaurants. It's a pandemic. You too, Anoiden. Hey, Mark. I'm not getting the vaccine now. I'm a gambler. I buy lottery tickets. I go to a casino from time to time. But I've read quite a bit about vaccinations in the past, and I'm not kidding you. I'll bet my last bottom dollar on this. It's 10 years before you go through all the clinical trials, long-term side effects, what the rats did, and what the mice did. There's no way around it. It's 10 years to bring a vaccine without a downside for sure, to bring it to the market. Now, this is a deal, and they're trying to keep people alive. And I would even agree that there's an exception because of this, and maybe it's worth the try taking it. But I'm not taking it. I'm an older guy. If I get it, I get it. You know, I just talked to a friend of mine who's a retired airline pilot, and he's got a bunch of retired airline pilots. They went to a military event on a carrier, aircraft carrier, back in September. And everybody was healthy. A couple wives went, girlfriends, that kind of thing. And a couple of those guys died. And there's 2 or 3 of them that still aren't flying again. Flying as, you know, civilian recreational pilots. Yeah, so it's for real. It's for sure. Hey, Kathy. Yeah, I mean, it's like anything. It's like birth control pills, getting a vaccine. You know, it probably is okay to take. But like I said, I'm a gambler. I got the regular flu vaccine for the first time 3 years ago, and I felt like shit for 2 days, which they tell you is a possibility. But I just, and it's not like I'm some conspiracy theory that think the government's trying to inject me with radioactive material so they can track my whereabouts. I mean, come on, people. That's why I can these people when they come on the chats. You know, I listen to this crazy shit while I'm getting my lottery tickets, while I'm getting something to go to eat. And when it's a private channel, I'm not listening to these crazy stories about this coronavirus not happening. It's the same thing with 5G. I cut people off right at the knees. It's like, this 5Gs, it's a government. Yeah, okay, right, yep, sure. Yep, you're on the wrong channel. Yeah, you need to go to another channel and talk about this. You gonna get it, Mark? Hey, HR, how you doing? You know, when I was breeding parrots down in Florida, there was a lot of rich people involved in that. Trust fund babies, you know, didn't have careers, and they were trying to get into a business, and they owned nice places, so they went and bought up property where I lived and bred parrots and just hired people to do all the work. And they were always getting attorneys to mess with the cell phone tower companies. You know, they could afford it. They'd go see some Jewish lawyer in Miami and say, hey, we're up here in Palm Beach County, and, you know, our parrots aren't living like they should, and we think it's these cell towers. And they'd sink 50, 100 grand into their own study or research and file a lawsuit, and would always get dismissed. Yeah, I think where they're pushing for it, I mean, there's an argument that it's this, you know, it's potentially can wipe out a society. It really could, unchecked. And if that's a way, let's say somebody decides it's a way to keep it from it spreading more, and the side effects are minimal. I mean, there have been a couple examples of side effects, but nothing's perfect. It's not going to affect you 100% the same way as it's going to affect me. It's just the way it is with all vaccinations. Anaphylactic shock. I get stung by a bee, and I get stung by a bee. You get stung by a bee, and it could cost you your life if you're not close to a hospital or have an EpiPen. So you never know. It's not, like I say, one size fits all. And if you're having an emergency order and you're trying to cut down the spread of disease as good as you can, and you can get people to voluntarily take a vaccination, it's probably the way to go. Hey, Air Cold. Hey, Air Cold, you're not going to believe this. But 2 days ago, my phone rings. It's a buddy of mine that flew for Delta for 40 years. He got that Orville Wilbur Wright Award. I went to his retirement party about 4 years ago. I've known him for like 35 years. He's a designated examiner. But that was him with that B-25. Connie Coletta had donated a free paint job to the Yankee Air Force, and he was taking it back to Ypsilanti. $250,000 is what it cost to paint one of those bombers. And guess how long it took him to fly back in that bomber from Musco to Ypsilanti? 55 minutes. Yeah, but he was picking it up. I was so far away I couldn't see. I know it sounds terrible, but I do like airplanes. But some guy that's a member of the Yankee Air Force has a Premier jet, one of those small jets, and he had flown them up in there so they could fly it back. I like aviation. I haven't been in a plane in a long time, but honestly, I've never been interested in those warbirds. He's been trying to get me to take me for a ride in those things for 30 years, and I just never feel like doing it. Yeah, his name's Bill Clark. Yeah, I've known him forever. Yeah, but that was him flying that B-25 back. I figured it was something to do with some kind of repair. Yeah, but that was pretty cool of Connie Coletta. $250,000 it cost to paint one of those airplanes. Can you believe that? I thought that was nuts. I mean, I knew it'd be expensive, but I didn't think it'd be that much. But they really nail you on the paint. Good, how you doing, Cable? Where you been? Yeah. I got the heater on. Yeah, it's cold today. It's only 17. Yeah, if you're into that, if you want to like I don't know if there is such a thing, but if you want to like a behind the scenes tour or something like that, or you're into that bomber stuff, I'll get you a ride in that bomber if you want one this summer. I mean, if this COVID stuff doesn't wreck it. I just never was interested. Oh, you're working a lot. Oh, that's okay. That's hard to do nowadays, man. You ought to be thankful. Yeah, work. It's hard to get a job. I don't know. You don't know if you heard me say this earlier, but I got a thing from unemployment that I got like 10 grand in earnings. I didn't get a damn dime from them. I'm going to call them up today. Yeah, Air-Cooled, you probably know this, but he's been flying those bombers for that outfit forever. There's a few guys that do it, to different things and fundraisers and blah, blah, blah. But those bombers are a shit ton of maintenance, man. I mean, you're wrenching on those things. I don't know what the figures are, but I do know that, it isn't like a Cessna 150 where you go out and fly around the patch whenever you feel like it and get an annual every year. You're wrenching on those things for a ton of time after you fly them every time. Oil leaking all over. No, Connie went with Shirley Muldowney, though. That was his girlfriend. Kit Fox are nice airplanes now. You know, I remember when Kit Fox first came out, it was kind of a joke. It's funny how aviation, you know, honestly, I'm like that. I've done it with Corvettes, boats, airplanes. I'll be really into something, antique marbles, Civil War letters. I'll be into something that'll consume my whole life like crazy. And then I'll decide one day that I don't want to do it anymore and just quit doing it. And once I do that, man, there may be little remnants. Honestly, I'd rather watch planes take off and land than fly them. And now I read I do read Flying and Private Pilot and those magazines. And man, now, to me, it's just my opinion, flying has went backwards. You could give me a Cessna 150 any day or an old 152. I just don't like these new airplanes, these sport light bullshit. I mean, when I was in flying, we joked about Rotax engines. That's what you put on a lawn chair when you couldn't afford an airplane, which was cool. It gave people a way to fly. But now these things are like 200 grand for this little like hybrid, ultralight, airplane-y looking thing. And it's just, and using Rotax engines. I mean, they have great glass cockpits, but, you know, I'm talking like everybody does that gets old. I'm talking about the old days. And, you know, I was always thinking if I was going to be one of these guys, well, here I am. You know, I look at a new airplane like it's like a spaceship instead of like an old 150 or 152 with faded paint. And you got the old steam gauges in it. You got a regular, you know, you don't have a stick you're flying it with. I'm not attractive to the new aviation. I tried ultralights. I flew them all. Floats, skis, wheels. It's not what you're thinking. You know, you're thinking, oh yeah, I'm just gonna get this recreational pilot's license and I'm gonna fly around just like I used to. Bullshit. First of all, they're dangerous. Anytime you get out of a certified airplane, the accident rates are like 1,000-fold for all sorts of reasons. They have a terrible glide ratio. I just don't want to do it. But back to the Kit Fox, hell of a nice airplane. But you can sink 150, 200 grand into one of those now, no problem. I'm not a big tail dragger fan. You know, you always gotta like be on your A game. I'm a lazy ass. I don't want to have to take a flying lesson every time I take off a tail dragger. I mean, you got guys that think that's what makes you a pilot, like, you know, you're flying tail draggers all the time and crosswinds. Not this lazy ass. I want 3 wheels down and welded, and I want to be able to hit them at a 45-degree angle because I need to land because I have to go to the bathroom and there's no crosswind runway, and I still don't want to bang up the plane. That's the kind of plane I want. Oh, the balloons. You know, that's another thing I never got into. I got one time for a birthday present, a balloon thing, and I just never got around to using it. It's funny how, you know, what interests you and what you like and what attracts people. Balloons never really interested me. Neither did whitewater rafting. Neither did scuba diving, skin diving. I snorkeled once in Hawaii. That wasn't bad. Even if you hate it, it's pretty cool there. It's like you're floating in clear, you know, just clear beauty. These crazy, beautiful fish swimming around. If I lived in a place like Hawaii, I probably would do that stuff. But, nah. The ladies, you know, I haven't been down there in a long time. A couple reasons on that. One, I haven't felt that good in a while. I don't know. I mean, not right. You know, I don't know what the hell is wrong with me. That's one thing. The second thing is, it's dead down there. Absolutely dead. And I spent 2 full months there. I mean, I'm not bitching about this, right? But it cost me about $5 grand, something like that, for the 2 months. And you figure gas, hotel, just the hotel is $4 grand, I think, about that. You know, trying to give out the stuff that I have. And I just spend all my time trying to track these people down. I don't find them. And half the time when I find them, they're rude. They don't have anything that I gave them before. And I think that I just got burned out on it. You know, it was way too much effort for a huge hassle. I mean, and here's another thing too. My channel is just a hobby. You know, I'm not going to turn into Pavlov's dogs. I do it for fun. When I feel like doing something, I go out. And like yesterday, the storms, I do it. I already know before I leave, not too many people are going to watch them. I've never, ever been motivated by money, views, subscribers, nothing. If I was, all I would do is go around and interview working girls. I'd get in my van and I'd head from one city to the other all the time, racking up these crazy numbers and these views and these subscribers and all this bullshit. It doesn't interest me. It really doesn't. And for anybody that thinks, you know, for years I sat around with no views and no subscribers, and I was fine with it. And then a few videos took off. Well, here we are. But one thing you have to admit, and that is a huge argument went out that I'm out there exploiting, making money. Hey, you know what? I haven't done it in over 3 months, you guys. Now what do you got to say about me? Guess you're going to have to go back to calling the police when I'm sitting eating in a restaurant. You got nothing to criticize me for, because if all this money's in it and that's what it was all about, why haven't I done it for over 3 months? Yeah, now what? You serious, Lost Souls? Are you serious, Lost Souls? Well, here's the biggest thing that I messed up on. And people used to say, why do you do this? Well, like my hobby. I mean, it is kind of like a hobby, but I didn't have anything else to say. I'm not trying to screw these girls. There's no money in this. Why do I do it? I mean, I really couldn't give myself a clear answer. I mean, I'm just trying to be a nice guy for a few minutes. That's it. This isn't to turn every working girl into a soccer mom. I wish I could. I wish I was 7 feet tall. I'd be in the NBA. You know, life doesn't work this way. You get a handful of cards. That's all it is. Brief introduction. How did you get here? Would you like to leave? Best of luck to you. Here's some chicken noodle soup and a sweater. That was it. This wasn't any big, you know, knight in shining armor coming down trying to swoop everybody up and make this a wonderful place to live. It was just having fun and interested in them. I am. And then you get a chance to see all these wackos out there, nut jobs on YouTube. Yeah, just COVID. I mean, you mean hard in what way? Like people don't want to talk to you, or you don't want to, you're worried about contracting the disease? Yeah, I mean, so it got to the point when I was down there where it wasn't fun anymore. You know, I got these wackos driving up to me, running into my van. I got the cops coming in restaurants, swatting me. I got people never wearing the clothes they were given. Rude people. Plus, you never know what the cops are going to do down there. This isn't like a town where I'm at right now where you call the cops. He shows up, he's a nice guy, he's trying to help you. Down there, you're wondering, you know, what the hell's going on here? The cops show up and you're half-assed scared because you don't know what kind of bullshit's going to go down. What kind of place is that to be? You know, I come up here where people don't lock their doors. There's reputations, there's nice families. It's a good place to live. Then you go down there and your change is missing out of your console. Statistically, you've got a good chance of getting robbed or murdered or assaulted. And you're running into a bunch of unappreciative people who have no intentions at all of changing. I mean, there are good ones, and I do have people that I think a lot of. But I mean, I used to say, well, I don't know why I do this. And there's really, I don't really want anything out of them. I guess I was wrong about that, because I guess what I wanted out of it was just some decency and some basic respect. And when that goes out the window, I'm done with you. It's one thing to be, have a drug problem, alcohol problem, depression, mental illness. God knows I've got that. It's another thing to walking around pregnant, doing that. actually gets outside my comfort zone. You know, I got a line in the sand drawn there, and it's time for me to move on. Yeah. Yeah, just, it's not my, I can't do that one. I mean, I hate to say that, but, I can understand a young person, but, these people have kids that are other places that are probably best for the kids, and I don't know. I guess maybe that's my own ignorance, but there's a point where I just can't cut any more slack. And having kids that were brought into this world that you haven't done anything with, and then having them again at this age under those circumstances, just, it'd be like if there were two homeless people, right? And one robbed a bank. I want to be friends with the one that didn't rob a bank. I guess I got my own selfishness. It's up to me who I want to associate with. And outside a certain parameter, I don't want to have anything to do with them. I mean, there's people I like and people I don't like, and the ones that I don't like, if I'm doing this as a hobby, I just as soon avoid them. I do it in my private life. Yeah. So, I mean, I've thought about this, and it almost takes, like, I don't know. It's just such spinning wheels, and people say, well, it's the nature of the deal. I guess that I want to get involved in something where you can be part of their success. Help them out. I mean, there are people that aren't capable of getting out of situations sometimes. They need help. They need a little help. That'd be great. You're kind of there for them, help them out. And down there, it just got to where it wasn't. And you categorize people too. I mean, I've talked about this. There's obviously, you're treating Marguerite different than you treat somebody that's pretty and 20. And that's because you've conjured up this image in your mind of what you consider success is. So it's up to you how they're going to succeed, not necessarily the reality of the situation. And I don't know, it's too low odds for me. You know? Yeah. I mean, I was naive. You get into that, and all of a sudden you get to know them, and you're hoping things are going to change. Before you know it, 5 years gets behind you. You're in the same place talking to the same person that has the same problem. Yeah, I mean, this is normal human behavior. I mean, if you have a dog and you get it from a kennel and he eats your chairs, and you buy 5 new chairs and he eats them all, it's going to break you down, and you're going to get rid of that dog, even though you said you'd never take it back, and you promised when you adopted it that you'd be there through thick and thin. There are parameters, and it's not like it's on a whim when you change your mind. People are entitled to live a happy life and to make decisions that help you fortify that. And it just got to going down there where, rather than being really enthusiastic, it was like, oh, shit, man, I've been down here a month and I still have a van full of stuff. I turned into a delivery service as opposed to a guy interested in someone's life. Oh yeah, that's a total turn off for me, man. I have never once said subscribe, join, likes, thumbs up, none of that bullshit. And I look at it once in a while. I'll look at a channel. I'll give you an example. There's a couple of African Americans, a girl and a guy, and they're neurosurgeons, which is pretty damn impressive. And at least the guy, I don't know about the girl, came from a very humble beginning. So this guy worked his balls off, and I like him. And he's a full-time, full-fledged neurosurgeon, and he tries to help other people along the way and give them confidence, which they definitely need. If you ever look at the competitiveness of that specialty of medicine. But anyway, I look at his channel and I think this guy's really cool, blah, blah, blah. And then I scroll down and I see where the t-shirts are for sale. And I think to myself, are you fucking kidding me? Here's a neurosurgeon, right? They make, I think their median income's like $5.25 a year or something like that. Big deal, right? So they're making good money. And this guy is hawking these cheap-ass t-shirts on a YouTube channel. And I'll be honest with you, it totally turned me off. It totally turned me off on him. I did. It just did. I don't even watch his channel anymore. It just shows, they say these are little things, but they're not little things, When that happened, when I saw that, I thought, man, no thanks. Yeah, and all this stuff. Hey, Philip. All this, get a GoPro Hero 9, Philip. GoPro Hero 9. They got a special going on right now. Yeah, I would like to have something that I could send out or people like. First of all, I am absolutely 100% done with trying to make money on stuff. And the minute you do that, you horror yourself out in some different kind of way. We have good chats. People like watching the videos. 20% of people hate my guts, or 15% or whatever it is, and, make nasty channels about me. That's just the way it is on YouTube. But I think the worst thing I could do is just, you have a chat, you got lucky, people watch it for some reason, and now all of a sudden you're going to bestow your greatness by trying to eke every single damn dime out of them with one of your cheap, cheesy t-shirts, or your, what do they call those things, coasters you put a drink on that say Chosen One. It ain't happening here. No way. I've looked on and off for a year or two where, you get long-time subscribers that have been around. They've been very supportive. They've been great. I'd like to say, hey, here's a kick-ass t-shirt, not some piece of shit from China that costs $2. You've been around a while. I appreciate you coming on the chats. We've had a good time. Here, you can have one. But I do not want to put this cheap junk out there and sell it. They're like Patreon. It's like, what? You talk about narcissism. All of a sudden I come on one day and it's like, hey, it's been great, you guys. Love watching you on these chats. You're coming on. I want you to start sending $25 a month because I'm so great. I would argue with Jesus Christ if he started a Patreon. Who do these people think they are? Or to join a channel? Like pay? Are you crazy? These people should be kissing the ground they walked on that they even show up and interact, let alone trying to charge them, because if it wasn't for the people that watch the channel, there wouldn't be any. That's just my thinking on it. Yeah, coasters. Yeah, I do have the dead tree picture saved. I got that. I'm coming I'll be sending those out soon. The dead tree, yeah. Hey, speaking of the dead tree, I'm glad you brought that up. Are you guys familiar with this crystal photography? They call it lens ball photography now. You get a crystal ball, like a decent sized one, and you put the ball in front of whatever it is you want to take photos. Man, is that ever attractive photography? I think I'm going to get one. Crystal lens ball photography. Look it up. Just looks so cool. Oh, that's another thing too, is that's one thing that I've got to figure out a way to handle better. I do come through on everything, I promise. It just takes a while sometimes. And I'll tell you why it takes a while. Because I hate doing it. I love the idea. If you lived across the street from me and said, Tom, you took that picture that did. First of all, I got a good camera. It's got nothing to do with photography skills. If you take enough pictures, one or two is bound to come out. I've proven that over the years. You lived across the street, say, Tom, I'd love a picture of that tree. It's like, oh yeah, come on over after dinner, I'll give you one. But once it gets to like printing it, packaging it, going to the post office, mailing it, it just starts to get where it's too many steps. I don't mind doing it, but it's too many steps when I get a lot of requests for that. You know what I mean? I'm just too lazy, I guess. I'd rather just, be someplace and everybody showed up and I handed them one. It's not the give away a nice photo I have a problem with. It's the steps in going to give away the nice photo. Oh my God, that is crazy, Patricia. Yeah, I mean, I tell people all the time, man. I mean, my channel is all luck. Really is. Believe me, if I was gonna turn religious to be this big believer, I would say thank you, God, for just giving me this luck on this channel, because I know what's out there and how this works or doesn't work. And I know I got lucky. It's my whole social life. I wouldn't have any friends without YouTube, probably. I don't hang out with people. It's so weird that I do these chats and stuff, because I'd never do it under different circumstances. It's fun to get on the same people. You see how they're doing, that kind of thing. I'd never do this socially, meet up. So it's good. I like it. I appreciate YouTube. It's been great. There's no other platform ever, probably never will be, where you can get on for free and create a community like this. No way. This is all free. And one thing I do like, and I'm not bragging, one thing that I do feel good about, and that is I haven't hoarded myself out. That's one thing. But even bigger is I did this same stuff my whole life. If YouTube would have been around 50 years ago, I'd have 1 billion uploads. It's just part of my personality for sure. I don't know why. Maybe it's being crazy and depressed, I don't know. But I'm totally obsessed with learning about things on my terms, not advanced degrees, not good jobs, on my own terms. I go out and buy an ice auger, drill a hole in the ice. I want to see what's underneath there. I've been this way my whole life. I'm going to do it today. I'm going to go drill some holes in the ice when I'm done here. I want to see what's down there. And video it and upload it. I'm obsessed with it. I'm not shitting. There's nothing else that motivates me than messing with my YouTube. And not for views or subscribers. It's so weird. It's almost like I got this thing that I'm putting this stuff in a storage bank. And when I'm in a diaper in an old folks home 10 years from now, I can just scroll up and down there instead of watching reruns of Gilligan's Island, the places that I used to go. I swear, in the back of my mind, I'm looking forward to watching my own videos later. Because I like this stuff. I like it. So here's my point though. I was doing this when nobody was watching. It's almost like YouTube had a crystal ball and they thought, we're going to go out there and we're going to find people that do this for the love of it. That's me. And we're going to take their channel and we're going to, because they've been around and we can obviously see that these people are genuinely into this. They're not trying to get rich. They're not trying to make money. And they pick some people like me and they got their Asian PhD IT people to plug Chosen One in their algorithms. And that's their way of making their thing fly and taking guys like me that got lucky and showing that this can happen to anybody. I think that's what happened. Because there's way better channels out there than mine. Editing, content, you name it. But once they pick you through a video and you get into this can system, I'm not bragging. I could care less. If you guys were starting a channel, I'd give you 10,000 subscribers each. I don't care. But I get 4,000 or 5,000 subscribers a month. And I don't even do anything. And most of my subscribers are from Working Girl interviews and interest. I get 25, 50 shitty emails a day about the reason they came to the channel is because of Working Girls, and I don't do it anymore. They're not going to watch anymore. Now, that's another downside to me. I should say, well, I'm sorry you feel that way. But I usually tell them to go to hell, fuck off. I shouldn't have let you watch them to begin with. So I got my own downsides. I'm not too politically correct. I should be nicer about after they insult me. And I just not my personality. I've tried curbing this, but, you know, I haven't improved. Yeah, thanks a lot, Blue Malibu. Yeah, that's what I do. I'm way better than I used to be. At least now I delete the comments instead of tell them off first. But on the lives, it's not a redeeming quality. I mean, if I had a son, I wouldn't want him doing that shit. Yeah, I like Flint. I mean, I'm about ready to get back up. Like I said, I haven't really felt that good, man. I swear to God, I could just be getting old. You know, I was reading an article on the internet the other day. I would say, I swear to God, up until I was about I played hardcore competitive league basketball. I was 50. And I quit playing because I didn't want to get a knee injury. And I was getting older anyway. And I think up until I was about 53 or 54, I felt like I did when I was young. But I'll tell you, the last 5 years I haven't. I guess it's just getting old, but I was reading this article and they were talking about human growth hormone. And that's the difference between having the kind of energy when you're young and when you're old. It sucks, man. I mean, I got a million things to do. I don't do anything, man. Just fuck off all day. I got like a million things to do at home and I don't do any of them. I'm about ready to put an ad in Craigslist and just pay someone to help me get my own place in order. It's nuts. Yeah, what is an algorithm? It's what runs the whole computer world. It's very complicated. Look it up. Look, Google it. And Google, they're the kings of the hill, but everybody uses them. That's why when you're shopping for big vibrators, when you get up in the morning, you see a big advertisement for dildos. And you think, God, how did they know I was thinking about that? Because they knew you were searching for vibrators. It's not, they're getting more and more complex. Once YouTube, in their IT department, there's a way, there's so many variables. So I just, let's say there's 10 variables. The age, how many times the videos are clicked on in an hour, what countries are interested in them, the sex of people, blah, blah, blah. They got all this stuff supercharged. Google Analytics is where they make their money, digital advertising, which is also why they let you sign up for free. They take that data you have and they sell it and package it. And that's why you get the dildo advertisement in the morning. So I had somebody take one of my videos and cut and paste it on Reddit a long time ago. It was a penny video. And I had like 100 subscribers. Nobody was watching. And that video kind of took off. I think I got 10,000 subscribers in like 3 days. And that's what got me canned in this nirvana of computer engineering. And then once they saw the penny one, they went back and they started looking at different videos of similar nature. And instead of just sitting around collecting dust, those videos started getting more views. So before you know it, they're going back after clicking on one video and watching all my videos. And the Working Girl videos seem to draw a lot of attention. And now, you know, bells are going off. It's like hitting a slot machine. And in a computer's mind, this is the model that we're looking for. So here's what happens. You jump through all the hurdles. You're meeting everything that they want with regard to hits, pings, how long they're watching and whatever. Now they can you in their recommended list. And once you get on YouTube's recommended list, you're home free. I mean, I was just looking on YouTube last night and I see it shows some of my videos, which I know aren't very popular, like these videos of the storms yesterday. And it shows my video new, and it's got new underneath it. And it's, since I had a new phone and I wasn't logged in, it didn't know that I wasn't some stranger someplace else. So it's not a perfect system. So it's a no-brainer that they recommend your popular videos. Well, they even recommend my non-popular ones. And I think that's how I get this steady influx of 4,000 or 5,000 subscribers a month, because of that. It's not because of, you know, great content or new content. It's shit luck. There's such a huge difference. The difference between being recommended by YouTube and not is like the difference between going to heaven and hell. Maybe worse. Yeah, if you're not recommended by YouTube, and they break this all down, how people find who they recommend you, and it's through YouTube. There's some other platforms out there that, you know, recommend it too. But once you get into that, you're written into that, code is written and you're part of it. I mean, I could probably put videos of glasses of water, just glasses of water, and I'd still end up getting these kind of subscribers per month. It takes care of itself. And I know it's like frustrating to people because they're doing the right thing. They're, you know, like Lost Souls, you're kicking out interviews and, you know, you got bullshit for subscribers and you're not getting that many views and you're thinking, what the hell, you know, my stuff's better than this. I'm doing a lot more of it. You know, Tom's over there, you know, videotaping his dog walking down a trail and some ice floating around in the water, and, you know, he just got 6,000 subscribers in the last 6 weeks. What am I doing wrong? You're not doing anything wrong. It's got nothing to do with, a little to do with content, but not as much as you think. You could have the 10 best videos in the world and upload them today and may not have 100 subscribers by the end of the year. So don't feel bad. It's frustrating. This isn't like going up into a job and working a double shift and getting twice as much done. It doesn't work that way in the algorithm world. This is shit luck, musical chairs, and all you want to hope is when the music stops, you're over a chair. That's what it is. So that's what I tell people. Try not to get caught up in the subscribers and views, and you look at some bozo like me out there trying to figure out how the hell it happened. Believe me, I'm with you. I wonder every day myself. It's frustrating. Old Tweety, who's moving with her boyfriend to Austin, Texas, she has a cruise ship channel. She told me that after she takes a cruise and edits all this bullshit and, you know, puts it how she wants it, that she's got about 50 hours into one of her uploads. I mean, I bet I didn't watch Pornhub for 50 hours last year, and I sure as hell am not going to spend 50 hours on a video. I don't care what it's about. You know, I'm very light on the editing, and I think that circles back to attention deficit disorder. It's boring. Editing is absolutely boring. I mean, it's like doing math in the 3rd grade. I don't have fun at it at all. I use it to like chop off my face when I'm looking in the camera on this GoPro, and to add music if the ambient noise is too loud, or to splice a couple clips together. But other than that, I think even the best editing programs look rinky-dink. You know, the words and stuff, they look amateurish. I'm not trying to pretend that I'm like a legit production company. I mean, half the damn videos I take look like an earthquake's going on. I still have it. I still have my old camera. I mean, I gave it away to that Catherine 313. That's what I did. That bitch went on there and trying to cause me troubles too. And my Nikon I sold to Mary, the truck driver. Gave her a really good deal. It depends on what you're doing. I mean, I do mess around with cameras a lot. I just got 2 cameras in the mail yesterday. There's some good people think like This GoPro is good. You could do a whole YouTube channel on GoPro, except I wouldn't like it for interviews because you need to have the damn camera 3 inches from their face. Yeah, no, Philip, you don't need to do editing. Get it edit. If you do it, get the one that I got so I can walk you through it. I can like get you putting shit up there right away. You know, the edit, here's another thing too. You know, when you join that GoPro deal they got right now, you get a free year subscription on GoPro, whatever they call it, GoPro platform or whatever, which is pretty user friendly. You could put some killer videos and never need to get a third-party program. You could do it all on your phone. Seriously. Oh, that's good, Patricia. Oh, you do like it? Yeah, I don't like editing. It takes too much time. Hey, Amy. Oh yeah, you could find it easy. You could use that camera for that. The problem is there's better things. They've got like sonar and radar and all sorts of shit police departments use to find bodies. But you can see good under there, you sure can. But the thing about it is you'd be drilling a lot of holes. Like I'm gonna go drill a couple holes when I'm done here. Remember this conversation because I'm gonna go right out there. I'm gonna drill a few holes in the ice and take a few videos. One thing I don't like about GoPro, they've got this chapter way of chronicling the videos you take, and it's confusing as hell. They're not in order like they are with most cameras. If I take like 10 video clips and it's of water, I've got my work cut out for me because it's not like 1 through 10. I can remember where I was at then. Now it's like you got 10 clips and you don't know which place is which. So you got to take the time to click on them before you splice them together for an upload, which takes way more time. Yeah, I mean, you got to watch that 180 degree. I don't think it's necessary, Philip. Actually, I found that wide angle stuff too wide because it's going to cost you something in a view. That's just my opinion. I know with the GoPro, I prefer the narrower view. Hey, Anointed, how you doing? Yeah, I mean, you could get you could do a hell of a nice you could do a hell of a nice YouTube channel with just a GoPro. No, Penny, what you want to do is you want to well, you can sign up to GoPro's website and you'll get the manual. Well, this is what I did. I did it for Mary too. Depending on what GoPro you have, you take the PDF file and you have it printed, and then you put it in a binder and you got the whole manual. But you can learn how to run your GoPro better and quicker by YouTube videos. Yeah, it is, Dad. Hey, Sharon. Yeah, I think they probably they got better things than GoPro. Today's going to be a good day under the ice because there's a lot of ambient light. You know, I've been reading about that quite a bit. You know, I never realized this, but if you get this is, as I said, the lowest amount of ice they've ever had on the Great Lakes. And you can actually, if you have a long winter in a shallow body of water, you know, it can use up all the oxygen because the light can't penetrate the ice and there isn't enough plant decay, and fish will actually suffocate. I didn't know that. I'll tell you what else is surprising is since I've been sticking this camera under the ice, you know, you see these ducks out there eating all year long. You're wondering what in the hell they're eating. Well, there's a lot of shit growing down there, even in the winter. Everywhere. It's like a farmer's field in the summer. It's not like, everything's like ice under there. It's green for as far as you can see. All those videos. So for anybody out there wondering what ducks are eating in the winter, don't worry about them. It's a smorgasbord underneath there, no matter how cold it is. It's so cool to me, like yesterday. Be snowing like hell, 22 degrees, blowing like hell, and underneath the water. Not where I was yesterday, because that was shallow, and you can see the beaches were all murky looking because it was tearing up the beach. But here you can have a snowstorm on top, stick that camera underneath 6 inches of ice. Looks like you're in a Disney movie. No waves, no crazy current, just beauty. Hey, Mark. Yeah, when I was living in Chicago, there was an attorney that crashed his airplane on approach to Toronto. And his body went down with the airplane in about 163 feet of water. And as it turns out, the dollar amount with the depth level is huge. Note to self, if you're going to drown, make sure it's in 100 foot or less. Because once you get past 100 feet, diving is a whole nother ball game. It's like crazy amount of money for body recovery. So actually, she had to get an attorney, and the whole thing hinged on what reasonable cost would be expected to pull this guy's body out of the cockpit in 160 feet of water. And it went on for about 6 months. And there was finally some kind of settlement. They went and got Lloyd Bridges and went down there, and they pulled him out of the airplane. But I never knew that. You'd think underwater is underwater. No, depth matters. Super expensive. Yeah, GoPro's cool, really is. They got a remote. You could also use, there's a lot of ice fishing cameras you could use. But I think they got, I know now they look, when somebody falls in the water, like out in these Great Lakes, they got like a sonar in the back of the boat. They're out there patrolling and going up and down using the GPS and, notching it off through a grid. I don't think you gotta like just stick a camera under there and look around. Maybe where you're at, they did. Maybe a small department. No, you got a dog channel now? You'll have more action on the dog channel than you ever will interviewing the people you're interviewing. Pets is huge. Depends what you're looking for. If you're out there to give back and help a place where you came from, that's one thing. But if you're out there to not have to work some shit job for $10 an hour and you're trying to build a YouTube channel, do one on animals, baby animals, like kittens and stuff like that. People love that stuff. Oh, okay. Oh, that poor dog. Yeah, we got about 3 or 4 inches yesterday, but it was a good 3 or 4 inches. I mean, it was an old-fashioned, blowing, slippery, crappy-looking January day, which I loved. Finally, a normal winter day. We got a good one. Yeah, baby otters. You're talking about that black lady that was a physician. Is that who you're talking about, Amy? Yeah, I remember that was really sad. She had some psychiatric issues. I mean, if you read the complete background on that, yeah, she had done, she had left her work that night. Uh, yeah, I mean, yeah, I remember that. It was so unfortunate to get through all that training. But I got an idea something like that was going to eventually happen anyway. Thought people were chasing her, poor thing. Yeah, I remember that. We just had that happen here, actually. I'm getting my brakes done. I'm going to drop my van off tonight. But when I was there a few days ago and got an oil change, there was a poster of a man, a wife, and a baby, and it said they'd been missing for 11 days. And I thought, God, missing where? Up here? It's like, yeah, around here somewhere. It's like, well, this is out in the woods, and they do have people freeze to death, but it isn't like you're in Alaska or something like that. You'd think with a young couple missing, they'd be on this shit. Well, I see 2 days ago they found them in Rose City, just east of here. They were all frozen to death outside a pickup truck that had got wedged on top of a rock. Now, I don't know if you know this or not, but when hypothermia sets in, they'll find a lot of people that are in the midst of freezing to death do weird shit. You start taking off your clothes. You seem like you're hot. And that's your nervous system tricking you, kind of like similar to anaphylactic shock, like doing the wrong things. But they found him dead, the baby, the mother, and the dad, a young couple from like Bay City. A snowmobiler found them, all outside the truck, frozen, which is just weird. But I've read enough about hypothermia, and my guess would be that, it was 20 degrees, got down into the teens, that they were probably damn near froze to death inside the truck, and in their minds, under those conditions, got outside the truck because it maybe seemed hot. I know that sounds nuts, and that finished them off. Yeah, I agree. I know, but I've done that a few times myself. I was out in Nevada one time in a rental car, and I was like 102 miles on a 2-track in a rental car where I had to do like 3 miles an hour. What got me is, I thought I knew where I was going, and before you know it, nothing's making sense. You don't have a cell phone worth of shit, and you're thinking that in any couple of miles you're gonna, run into something, and you don't. You're just going away from the way you got in that damn place. I've done that a couple times in things. Yeah, I mean, hindsight, right? You're looking back. My guess would be he thought he knew where he was going. And before you know it, you expend a lot of energy. You're trying to get this truck off. You don't want to leave your wife and baby here. It's so damn... the baby especially. My God, man. You have human beings bring this little baby into the world and ends up freezing to death under the care of his parents. And we'll see what the toxicology reports. They could have been back there getting high and ran out of gas. I mean, you don't know until it's over. Hey, Kay, how you doing? You like it up there? Yeah. How's it going? It could be. It could be. Whatever the hell happened is super unfortunate. And and another thing, you could be messed up on drugs back there. And the reason that you go back there is because you don't want to get pulled over. So before you know it, you're going to go back there and bang your wife in the woods and smoke meth or whatever the hell they do. And before you know it, 6 hours goes by, you don't have much gas left, and you don't know where you're at, and you get hung up on a rock. I see here in the news the other day, this poor girl from some college, someplace, was in a parking garage, probably got flustered, took her credit card out to pay, put the dropped the card as she was putting it in the machine, got out of her car, it was still in drive, and it crushed her head between the door and the machine. Somebody was just on their way checking out and came out, and here's this lady is crushed between the car door and the machine. with the car still running. When I was living in Chicago, there was a judge that lived in my neighborhood that got killed the same way in an automatic secure parking gate she just had installed at her house down in Naples. Thing was acting up, and she got out and was messing around with it, and it crushed her head. Yeah. Daisy doesn't give a shit. Daisy, you feeling good, hon? No, they got caught on a rock, but they could have run out of gas ahead of time. But where they were at, if they're anywhere near Bay City, they weren't that far from town. Oh, she already got it, yep. Gas price is $2.18 at Walmart. You know, Daisy, when she was younger, you couldn't get her to come inside. It didn't matter how cold it was. She'd stay out there until her feet hurt. She'd pick her paws up and stare at me. I notice now that, and she used to pant when I'd have her when her hair was long. You know, she doesn't want to stay outside that much anymore at night. And, I mean, you'd think a damn bull moose was trying to get inside if you leave her out there longer than 30 seconds. Yeah, she's getting older, and she never pants anymore. Yeah, I go down there, but there's nothing down there this time of year, and that's all frozen big time. There's nothing to see, not enough open water. Hey, Kevin, did you keep up on that story as well? I like Mr. Hot Dog. I mean, they're not good for you, but I like them. You can't beat Mr. Hot Dog. I mean, you know, you'll die 10 years early if you eat there every day, but that's like an old 1950s place where you eat cheap, good, basic. It's like the American version of Rico's. That's a shitty hamburger. Hamburgers. These are the worst hamburgers ever. I mean, when you get two big giant hamburgers that weigh 11 pounds each, 2 for $5, that ought to clue you in. I never had a Dailies. I don't like them. It's kind of like Checkers, only worse. Yeah, I'll try those beans. Yeah, I'm not big on Checkers. I don't even like Five Guys that much. I like Culver's. I mean, Five Guys is like, you know, I just want a decent hamburger sometimes. I don't want something that's, you know, you need 3 hands and a snow shovel to eat it, and it's 2,800 calories. I just want a normal-sized hamburger with, you know, that you can eat driving down the road without wearing it. Oh, you like that, Virgil? There's a lot of people that up north gets over the course of a year: drowning, hunting accidents, hypothermia. You wouldn't believe the amount of people that hit deer on motorcycles that die. I mean, if I offered you $10 million to go out and get a photo of a deer close to you while you were riding down the road. You couldn't do it. But yet, 3, 4, or 5 people seem to run into deer. The deer runs into them on a motorcycle. That is one damn unlucky son of a bitch. No, I don't know what Primo's is. Nope. Hey, does this seem any different than my other chats when I use my phone? Does this seem better, worse, the same? Does it look better? Any noticeable changes? Not much different? Oh, okay. Yeah, you're right. Sit down restaurant. How's the old Romulus house hanging in there? Yeah, I gotta get new glasses. No, I agree. It's tough going out and getting something to eat. Did you use your Raise certificate yet? Oh, okay. Yeah, but it's not. It's 25% capacity. I mean, under any other circumstances, if you offered a restaurant at 25% capacity, you've just agreed to go out of business slowly. I mean, is it better than nothing? Probably not if you eventually go out of business. You know, so many things in life, marriages, dating, careers, jobs, where you live, relationships you have, it's all predicated by you're hoping that things are going to get better. And that's not always rational. People say, well, I got a feeling. Well, you know, scratch that. I want some facts, some science, some data. I want to be able to make an informed decision, not because you got some fucking feeling. You know? These people that are agreeing to this 25% capacity, they already know that's a formula for bankruptcy. But what are they going to do? They know they're done, they're shot out of the water for sure if they don't open it at all. So you keep hoping that, well, we'll open at this ridiculous bankruptcy formula of 25% capacity and hope like hell that we do a good job and things get better and we eventually get to where we'll be at least break even. That's what you're hoping for. But if you look at that objectively and you give it to a third party that doesn't have an emotional ties, they're going to say you're going out of business. It's just a matter of when, not if. That's what suckers you into shit. I have a feeling, I hope, I pray. That's what takes you down the shitter for good. Yeah, in and out's good. Yeah. I mean, let's face it. Hey, Mary. I mean, let's face it. What the hell are you gonna... How good is a hamburger gonna get? It's hamburger, for God's sakes. It's too dry if it's any better than 80-20. I mean, you know, the same steer is running his ass off to keep trying to stay alive that ends up in all these restaurants. McDonald's, Burger King, Rally's. There's 4 of them right here. A hamburger is a hamburger is a hamburger. It's like a toothpick. I mean, how much better is the world's best toothpick from the world's worst? Yeah, Margaret, you'd think that, but you know, my sister used to own that McDonald's over there, and I keep in touch with the new owners. And you know, Wendy's have been doing fresh meat for years. Five Guys does the same thing. Culver's, I think they do too. But you know, McDonald's spends a ton of money on focusing groups. You know, they'll... Hey, what caused that? Sorry about that. What I was going to say is they'll sample 5,000 people, do a double-blind taste test. And when they decided to go with the fresh meat on the quarter pounder, the frozen meat outperformed the fresh meat. You know, this isn't 1960 anymore. The way they freeze meat and unthawed isn't like the old days. So frozen stuff isn't the curse it used to be 50 years ago. And like I said, the taste test, people like the frozen better than the fresh at McDonald's. So this notion that meat has to be fresh is old school. Black and white TVs with aluminum foil on the antenna. Yeah, I'm gonna come down to Texas. I want to get some barbecue. I want to get some barbecue there. Now, I've said this before. When I was, not that it matters, but it seemed like all gay guys owned these places when I was in Chicago. Focusing groups. I didn't know anything about them until I moved to Chicago. Hell, I was already in my 40s when I moved down there. I didn't heard of focusing group. You know, you're in a place like this, West Branch, Michigan. I'll tell you what the focusing group is. You put it up for sale, and either they buy it or they don't. When you get into big, sophisticated markets with crazy demographics, like downtown Chicago, the corporate world pays attention. So what they do is they hire these third-party companies to go out and do marketing. And what they do is, even back then, they give you $100 cash. It didn't matter whether it was for dildos or cheese spread. 10 people come into the room and they bring out a thing of cheese spread and they all put it on a cracker and they say, well, what do you think? It's like, this sucks, this is great, blah blah blah. And it can be anything. It can be toothpaste, it can be the color of a new car, it can be the seat design in a new Tesla. You bring in people to get their honest opinion. Movies, food, you name it. And these guys made a ton of money. I went to like 3 or 4 of them, but not because I really wanted to, but because they needed people really quickly. But they had huge companies, Sony, you name it, man. They pay focus groups. So when you see something come out on California Pizza Kitchens, when McDonald's comes out with a new frappe, or Burger King is going to put a new spin on a Whopper, believe me, this isn't just willy-nilly. They sunk a ton of money and they tried 5 different things and they made sure they went with the one that did well with focus groups all over wherever they did them. Europe, United States, wherever. See, I don't like ham. I don't like ham. Yeah, I don't like ham. So, I mean, some things are a good... here's an example. If you look at Tim Hortons, the one across the street, that's the McDonald's of Canada. They're everywhere. It's like Starbucks over here. But that is not worked in the United States. They actually are struggling. The one in Taos just went out of business. It shows you there's subtle differences in markets. Gangbusters in Canada don't do shit in the United States. Even a short river separating them, like Windsor and Detroit, apples and oranges. It's so weird. But there are differences in cultures, big time. Oh, you do eat that, Penny? See, Burger King's is a different model. McDonald's, you pay what's called rent and service fees. They're 20-year leases. So you pay off the top. That's why they don't care if you got the doors open, you got too much labor. They're getting their payment off your gross. Burger King, on the other hand, is totally different. They own the property and they own the building. So you can't argue against McDonald's success. What they say goes. It's not perfect. When management comes around to Burger King and they say, hey, look, you know, the economy's rough out there. We need to, satisfy these stockholders. We want you to start selling 1.5 gallons of pop for $0.25. Burger King owners, operators say, fuck you. It's not happening. It cost us $1.25. We're not selling it for 25 cents. And there's really not much they can do. This is the way this organization's been structured. McDonald's, they say, okay, we'll do it. Different business model. Speaking of different business models, now everybody knows this, but I've never paid more attention to it than I have the last couple years. Location, 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 and brand recognition. And to me, in my lifetime, who to me has the best brand recognition, just from what I've witnessed, is these damn Starbucks. If the Shell station over here came up with a frappe or a latte or a caramel mocha or whatever the hell they want to call it, and charged $9 for it, people would laugh. It could be, you could get it in a 5-gallon cooler and they wouldn't sell that many of them. If Starbucks does it, you can charge 3 times as much and there'll be a line. Wherever I go, south, west, east, there's a line for a Starbucks. The guy that runs the Red Roof Inn I go to, they own a shit ton of these places, like 300 locations. And I said, well, you know, why don't you guys just go to Johnny's Hotel? Same thing I just told you. Brand recognition. They said they own these all over. They got this stuff down. They said if they took all their locations and you took away that brand recognition, like Red Roof Inn, you're going to be getting $40 a night for Johnny's Hotel. I don't care if it's 10 times nicer. Brand recognition is huge. When you're driving from here to Florida for a couple of weeks and nice vacation, you're not getting off when you see, oh, there's a Johnny's Hotel. 3 locations. You're going to look at Quality Inn, Red Roof Inn. You're going to get your coffee at Starbucks. You're not going to pull in the Speedway. It's just the way it is. Dairy Queen, the big advantage of Dairy Queen is their super low food costs. Super low food costs. That's what gets you in the shitter nowadays. Steakhouses, the cost of food is like nuts, but not at Dairy Queen. Look at this fucking idiot. It costs you like 3 cents to make a large cone. Yeah, that was when I said that, I thought to myself, there are bargain shoppers out there. Yeah. Indians own a lot of the chains now. That's actually changed. They're actually a very sought out group when it comes to elections. It's not just Super 8s. You're right, Kevin. Wasn't he an asshole? This is all empty right here. Such an old dumbass. Yeah, it's true, Richard. Sounds like you're a penny pincher. Always looking for a deal. Nothing wrong with that. Let me know when you're in town so I can glue a quarter to the sidewalk and put it on video on YouTube. My dad was like that. Just the cheapest son of a bitch that ever lived. Yeah, they are. That's because you know, the line's too long at the other places. Yeah. Yeah, believe it or not, I was thinking of this. You know, like I said, the Big Boys guy owned this. And these rallies have actually flourished in this messed up market. Now this phone, if this phone cuts off, I won't be coming back on because I'm gonna go out and drill some holes in the ice. These ice fishermen look at me like I'm a nut job, which is accurate. It's like, can I ask what you're doing? It's like, yeah, I'm drilling a hole right here, and I'm gonna record it. It's like, record what? It's like, just what's down there. He said, well, there's nothing down there. It's just under this. There's plenty down there. There's lots of plants. And I'm going to upload this video later. And people never would get to see this if I didn't do this. Yeah, one thing, if I never learn anything else, I've learned how lush and green it is under the ice in the winter, and I never knew that before. You know, once the ice covered everything and you can't see there underneath it anymore, you just kind of quit thinking about it. It's like, well, there's ice, and you know, I guess the fish are down there swimming around. You know, I don't know what's going on down there. I've never been under there before. Well, now I've been under there before. My camera has, and it looks like summertime. I mean, I didn't expect a blizzard underwater, but you know, I'm learning things. I also got a $1 scooper at the dollar store last night. Well, I waited for hey, by the way, I got a Q's to go last night. I went and got an ice scooper out so I can take the ice out of the hole when I drill it. I'm curious if this phone's going to work any better on here. So you got a lot of UV rays today. The windshield gets all so you're still going to look like a wrinkly old prude when you get in your 60s like me. On the other hand, they've done some pretty good studies on UV exposure in airline pilots. I mean, let's face it, 40,000 feet, you're a hell of a lot closer to the sun. Not, the distance isn't as much as it is the ozone protection and how thin the air is. But those studies never seem very conclusive on a higher incidence of skin cancer, etc. Kind of weird. $5G. You know, I got swindled into another phone plan. I mean, you could have been speaking Portuguese to me. After about 2 minutes into like ultimately cheaper and the dinosaur, these package that I had, these phone companies have gotten to be experts. I think that's why they changed this technology. Because if you signed on to one of those early plans and you're getting like unlimited text and talking for $1 a month for the rest of your life, they got to find a way to end that. And the way to do that is upgrade the technology. If you've got one of those sweetheart deals, you signed up for when it was 2 or 3G, that's not worth shit now. So even that, you got a good deal. You're dropping calls all the time because you're not up to date with technology. So when you call them and you're plan at $30 more a month, you're not even sure what it covers. That's where I'm at. Supposedly there's some button on this phone or something I can do that I can immediately, permanently block robocalls easier than I could before. And that's how they got me on the plan. First of all, I had a dinosaur plan. And secondly, I thought, oh, that sounds good. I quit caring about how much it cost when it looked like I could block unsolicited calls easier than I'd done before. Now, if I was a view monger, somebody always trying to get views and subscribers, I would drive this Astro van down the boat ramp out to 6 inches of ice where I'm sure I would break in the minute the front tires hit the water. That would get me some views. I gotta change this screen too. It's too dark. That was a problem with my GoPro yesterday. I gotta turn that illumination up 100%, which is why that 40-minute video is crooked. I thought it was level and it wasn't. But it's hard to see that damn screen. It would be Astrovan abuse. You know, I was on last night looking for an Astrovan. They're getting 10 grand for some of these Astrovans. Nuts. I just turned 401,000 miles. Now I put new motors in the windows. I'm gonna get new brakes again tomorrow, which I go through a lot. I'm gonna get the front end rebuilt in March when the locks open. So I'm hoping to get another couple 100,000 miles out of this. No ice fishermen today. There's been a lot of them down here. Oh, that Daisy out. Hey, Dawn, how you doing? You want to do a pee-pee? Come on. And let Daisy out. Good. About ready to drill a few holes in the ice. I'm gonna go to another spot this time. Here's another thing that I've noticed with my camera is I drink a big caramel latte in the morning. I see they put 3 shots in that. It's probably too much caffeine for me. But when I get out here now, I rush things. And every time I get home and I start looking at my videos under ice, I think you just got to put the camera down there and leave it there for like a while. Quit moving around so much. But when I'm actually doing it, I don't know, I want to like get my money's worth, you know? Yeah, that's what I'm going to do. Put it down and leave it. Yep. I wish if I had a tripod, I could show you how easy this ice auger. Oh, how did this door lock? God damn it. See, here's my ice auger right here. It's got a cover on it so the blade doesn't get sharp. This is my pole that I stick down there. It's my box of clothes I had forever. These are my ice cleats. I never wear them though. And then I got my GoPro in its case. and I put that GoPro on the pole. Yeah, corkscrew. Yeah, it's really sharp too. It's got this cover on it. See, you take this cover off, plastic cover, and there's the sharp as hell. Yeah, Becky's down. Somebody sent me an email last night. She's working Greektown, staying at the casino down there, working the streets. Yeah, see it right there? Those are the blades. 69 bucks. Yeah, I'm gonna put it in the, yeah, but you know what, Wee Beast? You know, I'm learning more about this filming. See, here's my GoPro. I'm learning more about my filming. That's a waterproof case. They say it doesn't need to be in the case, but I'm not taking any chances. You can't hear anything anyway when it's underwater. I mean, why not? Hi, hon. Hi, hon. Go ahead. Go run around. Party. Go ahead. Run around. Go pee-pee, hon. Yeah, the camera's waterproof. They say it can go down, I don't know, 20 feet or something like this, but the waterproof housing when you buy this package is only like 25 bucks, and I thought, I'm not going to be worried about this thing all the time. It just doesn't seem possible. I mean, I guess it is because they claim it. Plus, when you get this deal like I got, you get a free insurance policy for a year. No matter what happens to the camera, they'll give you a new one. So I had all the reasons I needed to like not use the extra case. But you're underwater. It's not like I'm missing out on any audio, so I just didn't want to take that chance. I might not drill some holes. It's cold out. Hey, Mary. Yeah, I think that makes me rush things. There's the Dazer. Yeah, I shouldn't drink it. I know I shouldn't drink it, but I still do. Come on, hon. Good girl. Get up there. Good girl, hon. Good girl, honey. Good girl. Go on. Go on, hon. Go on. Oh, you like them, Brian? Oh, good, thanks. I don't think I'm going to drill these holes, man. It's too cold out. 18. It's windy, that's the problem. Oh, I agree, man. Those colors were beautiful. You know, you know what happened when I was up there, though? You know, I drove all the way up there for that. And then when I got there, it was windy, and I couldn't really see that well through the top like you normally can. And I just didn't feel comfortable extending that pole way out and going all the way to the bottom, because what I was worried about, that pole's kind of heavy. So if you can't see when the bottom's coming up really well, it wouldn't take much at all to cram that GoPro into the bottom and snap that camera off. It'd be easy to do because you've already got a ton of weight on the pole. So because I couldn't see that well with the camera underwater, I just kind of like half-assed it. And that's why I ended up getting better video at the Suttons Bay Marina, because I didn't have that issue. I could see better. I'll get it. It's just it wasn't the perfect day. And it was sunny here, but when I got there it was kind of cloudy, which makes a lot of difference. Yeah, I'm really surprised about this GoPro. You know, I've got a bunch of extra batteries. That's one of the big knocks on GoPro. And the battery's a third bigger on this GoPro Hero 9 than it was in the other models. I had a 4 a while back, used it twice and gave it to a buddy of mine. I thought it was a piece of junk. I didn't even want to mess with it. But believe it or not, I can put this a fully charged battery in this GoPro 9 and put it in this protective housing and record for an hour underwater at 22-degree Fahrenheit water. It's a mind blower. I thought for sure I may get 5 minutes out of them, something like that. No, an hour worth of recording. If you look at that long video I uploaded of Harrisville, that storm, that like 40-minute video, I still had 47% battery power left after I recorded that 40 minutes with the camera outside. Oh, good, Philip. See you, Crypto. Yeah. I'm debating whether I want to drill holes in the ice or not. It doesn't take long. See the fox or the coyote prints? Hey, Dan. Yeah, I got an extra charger. Yeah, the rechargeable. It takes 3.5 hours to charge a battery, though. I got the extra charger. So I've got 4 batteries total. Temp here is 20 degrees right now. It's cold out. It's windy, too. Not crazy windy, but enough to freeze your ass off. What I could do, I can drill a hole in the ice if you want to see me do it. Oh, that sucks, Philip. All right, I'll drill it. I'll have to put the phone in my pocket, but you can hear it. That's no problem. I'll show you how quick this works. You want to drill a hole in the ice, hon? You want to go pee-pee again, or you're staying here? I'm gonna drill a hole in the ice, put you in there, hon. Let you go swimming. So it's a 2-piece handle like this. So I'll just go down here like this. See, the snowmobiles have been out here. Go ahead, hon. Ice is safe now, hon. So right here, like you can see the van right over there. So here's my ice driller right here. I'll go right to a piece of snow, like right there. And hopefully I can hold this. I'll just start screwing this down. Right there. You see it? Right there, 6 inches deep. This takes like 30 seconds. Right there. Right. Having fun on? Having fun? Fun. I see. Atta girl. Feeling good today, huh? Good girl. Good girl. Good girl. Daisy's feeling good today. Good girl, huh? Oh yeah, feeling good, huh? Wow. You feeling good, huh? Huh? You feeling good? Yeah, she talks a lot. I think I'll go to a new place to do underwater. Yeah, she's such a cool dog. I mean, she's been that way since a little puppy. Most of her communication's through noise. I never had a dog like that. Did that. Had a lot. Yeah, it's all-wheel drive's the way to go. You know, I have that Toyota Sienna van, but I just am not motivated to even use it. Yeah, she's a good girl. Hey, Dad. Well, the battery on this is a lot better, that's for sure. You don't think it's as good as the other one? Yeah, I was out of option if it wasn't. So if it was cool out, I couldn't even use it. I think I'm just going to go home and fit up setting up this phone and a few things. Oh, it looks good. Oh, that's good. Faye, are those just pets, or do you end up making BLTs out of them down the road? All right, take care, Kay. I'll talk to you later. Yeah, Packers, isn't that something? Lost to an old man that threw 3 interceptions. Hey Andy, how you doing? Yeah, it's pretty slow around this time of the day anyway. This is off season. Have a good day, Kathy. Well, I think I'm going to sign off here too, you guys. I think I'm going to head into Walmart's, Wally World, get something. So you guys have a good day today. I'll get on later tonight because I don't have a bunch of stuff to upload. So hope you have a good day. Yeah, I'm home, yep. A couple miles straight up this road, yep. Yeah, have a good day, you guys. See you, LA. See you, Faye. See you, Sharon. Gas is $2.21, by the way.